we have the number one team in ACN. And here's why we've attracted great people to our business, but we have a system that works. See, here's what I know is systems are more important than the product. Now, I know a lot of you are sitting there thinking, well, Mike, if you don't have a good product, I disagree with you on a system. Well, can we agree we've all had a McDonald's hamburger? Now, how many of you agree that's not the best hamburger you ever ate? But why does McDonald's feed 1% of the world population? Because they have a system on how we do it. They do everything. See, ACN, we have great service and we have a great system. Now, but you got to be coachable. Now, the first thing I'm going to get into is building a team. Derek, can you throw the first slide up there, please? First thing you want to do is set up your grand opening. You want to set a date where you can have a PVZ. Now, this is important. You got to set it now. Meaning you got to text the person that put you on the line this evening and say, hey, look, I want to schedule my grand opening because you want to get in their schedule. See, here's one thing I didn't want to do. I didn't want to do the presentation myself. Like, I don't even know how to use Zoom that well, let alone doing the presentation. So you want to get in your presenter's calendar. All right, so make sure that you do that. I'm going to give you a quick minute to text the person that brought you on and pick a time. Tomorrow. Here's another great time. Saturday, Sunday. Just pick a time that works for you and the presenter. Now, this is important. This is your grand opening. Now, after you've determined the time that you're going to have your meeting, right? Now, I'm going to teach you where to get these individuals. Where am I going to find all these people? Well, here's what you want to do is you want to start by making a list. Now, if you see the list, it says a minimum of 100 names. Now, I remember when that was taught to me, and when I first started ACN, I didn't think I knew 100 people because here's what I started to do, prejudge people. See, I would put myself and my friends, I worked a job, my friends worked a job, and some family members, but I started prejudging people like too successful, probably not interested, makes a lot of money doing what they're doing, works a lot. They wouldn't be interested. And I started making the biggest mistake was prejudging people. So here's something I want you to remember. The ones that you think will do ACN won't. Now, the ones that you think won't do ACN will. Now, here's a couple ideas is you want to have business owners, focus on business owners. Can we agree with everything that's going on in the world right now? Business owners are looking for other ways to make money. They're affected by what's happening, right? And they're the first to take a look at things. When economy changes, it's not the employees that are affected first, it's the business owner. First, the business owner's affected, then the employees. So make sure you want to write a list of every business owner that you do businesses with and Now, the second type of people you want to focus on is people that have network marketing experience. Now, how many of you have seen something like this before? Or you might have heard of a company called Mary Kay Cosmetics. See, Mary Kay has the same marketing structure as we do. They sell cosmetic, we sell essential services. There's companies like Herbalife that have done billions of dollars in revenue in the vitamin industry. But now, why do I say focus on people that have experience in this industry? Because when they see services, they see, I don't have to ask anybody for money. I'm not changing a buying habit. They bring their talents and their abilities and they come here. And we have a lot of stories of people that have had massive success. I'd like to highlight a gentleman out of New York. His name's Ghiash Ahmed. Ghiash came to our business, but he was a top producer in another company. And, he was invited to a presentation. He saw the opportunity immediately, but because he understood how to do it, and he already had a team of people working with him, he started ACN. And in 9 months, he brought over 1,000 new representatives to ACN. Well, he went regional vice president in 9 months. Now, how many of you'd like to have somebody like Ghiash Ahmed on your team? Exactly. You got to focus on people that have experience. Here's the other, real estate professionals. And then everybody else. I focused on people that were better than me, more successful than me, had more contacts than me, because here's what I realized. All I had to do was get them in front of the opportunity. And if they liked what they saw and they came in the business, now all of a sudden their contacts are my contacts. Right now, list is minimum 100. You've got to take time to do this. I've watched people sit down and write 150, 200 people lists. We have on our website, wealthinstituteinc.com, we have a memory jogger where literally you can go print that down and you can walk through it. It'll walk you through A, B, C, all different types of profession, but it will jog your memory. And I promise you, if you use that memory jogger, over 100 names will be not a problem. Now, the third thing, invite. Now, everybody asks me all the time, Mike, how do I go fast? How many of you want to go fast? Like, how many of you want to build a team really quick? In the next 30 days, have 5, 10, 20, 40 people on your team. See, there's always a secret to business, and here's the secret, is having a big presentation. See, you're going to find people do as you do, not as you say. Look, if you have a Zoom presentation and you tell people, look, I'm excited about this, and you got 2 people on that presentation, well, first of all, how excited are they going to think you are? And number 2 is, they're going to do what you do. Meaning if I was one of those 2 people and I got started, I would only invite 2. Why? Because you limited me on how I could invite. I'll give you an example. We have a guy, his name's Sean Corbett down in the Texas marketplace. Right, Sean, his background is real estate. And he has that same question to his regional vice president. He says, how do I go fast? He said, very simple. You need to put about 60 people on a Zoom in front of me as fast as possible. Now, he couldn't do it on one, but he's got many Zooms. He put over 60 people in front of the opportunity. Now, a bunch of people became representatives, but a bunch of people became customers also. But here's what they did. They duplicated what he did. Meaning when they said, what did you do? He said, I put 60 people in front of it in the first couple of weeks. Guess what they did? Duplicated that process. He hit regional director in record time. He's also broke regional directors on his team because you create the pace of your organization. The speed of the team is determined by the leader. Now, here's the great thing is this technology. Guys, when my brother and I started ACN, first of all, it wasn't as easy as literally sitting behind a computer and going to training. We had to drive hundreds of miles to get this information that a lot of you are getting in your living room. The second thing is we had to have our first meeting in our living room. So we had to invite people that we knew to our living room to have a presentation. Now, here was the problem. We're from Pennsylvania, but we knew people all around the United States. We couldn't show them the business because this technology didn't exist. See, because Zoom is the next biggest thing, this technology right here, you can build a global business right from your living room. How many of you are excited about that? But you got to pick up the phone and make the phone calls. You got to get them to come to a Zoom presentation. See, here's my feeling. If they don't want to come to a Zoom presentation, this is probably not for them. Can we agree with that? Now, I'm going to show you how to get people from the list that you write to your Zoom presentation. But before I do that, I want to point this out. People see you as you. Let me say that again. People see you as you. If you're not the expert and you start talking about the opportunity, they're going to naturally become skeptical. It would be like me giving medical advice tonight. How many of you would be a little skeptical of that? Right? So we have a script that works. And all you got to do is get good at this script, and you can build a massive business with ACN. When they told me that, I said, let me see the script. I can literally, memorize anything. Whatever I needed to say, but here's what I love, they have a system. Derek, can you give me the next slide, right? So now I'm going to keep it really simple. I'm a simple guy, and how we build a large organization is simplicity. So what I would do is when I called somebody up, I would just qualify them by asking them this simple question. Let's say I was calling Derek up. I'd be like, hey, Derek, it's Mike. Do you have a second? Yes? Do you look at other ways of making money? Now, if I ask Derek that question, Derek can give me one of 3 types of answers. He could give me yes. He could say, what are you talking about, Mike? Or he could say no. Can we agree? Now, let's talk about the no. If I say, hey, Derek, do you look at other ways of making money? And he says no, it's not time for me to put my salesperson hat on and say, what do you mean, Derek, you don't look at other ways of making money? You told me you hated the place where you work. No, it's not my job to sell them on taking a look at something. If I call them up and say, hey, do you look at other ways of making money? If they say no, I thank them and I move on. I say, I'm going to make them a customer later. Look, if you're not open-minded enough to look at other ways of making money, I don't need to waste any more of your time or any more of mine. Now, let's say they say yes. So let me start over. Let's say I call you up and I say, hey, Derek, it's Mike. You have a second? Yes, you look at other ways of making money? And he says yes. See, this is where I put my why in. Why am I looking at other things? I say, Derek, I don't know if you know this, but I've been working on a car lot for a number of years. I'm not getting rich doing it. And based on that, I started looking around at other things. I ran into a company that deals in services. But I met this person named Alejandra Carmen. Give you a background on her. She worked high up in corporate America. She started something part-time, and she's having massive success. Have you ever used Zoom before? Great. Friday, Tuesday night at 7 p.m., I got a Zoom presentation where she's going to show me and a select group of people exactly what she's doing. Now, can we agree that's simple? What am I doing? I'm asking three. One, I'm asking, do you look at other ways of making money? Two, I'm telling them why I'm looking at something different. And three, I'm edifying the presenter. And what does edification mean? I'm building up the presenter. Remember, it's not about what they're coming to see. It's about the person. Now, people are going to have questions. Can we agree questions mean interest? Yes or no? See, here's where you take away their interest when you start answering their questions. Now, people say, well, Mike, I cannot not answer their question. Let me give you an answer that works 100% of the time. See, I had people ask me questions like, well, what's it all about? Can you give me more information? I'd like to know more. Here's what I said. I said, look, I don't know all the details, but here's what I do know. It deals in services. Alejandra's having massive success, and the Zoom's at 7 p.m. on Tuesday. But what's it all about? It's a Zoom. It's going to take about 15 minutes. And did you hear the fact that she's having massive success? Now, we all have people in our lives that push a little bit. Can we agree? That are going to push you a little bit and push you. Usually the ones that are the closest are the ones that push you the most. So look, when I said that to somebody 3 times and they said, Mike, I need to know more. I'm not going to come to the presentation. I said, look, it sounds like you're not interested. I really appreciate your time. I'll find somebody else to invite to the Zoom. I only have a handful of people I can invite. Meaning I'm going to start taking it away from them. Because here's why. If they're not willing or open-minded enough to get on a Zoom for 15 minutes from the comfort of their home or the comfort of their cell phone, wherever they are, can we agree they're probably not the one, yes or no? See, here's what I found. If I had to convince them to come take a look, I had to convince them to do the business, I had to convince them to do the training, and we're not in the convincing business, we're in the sorting business. That's what I got really good at, sorting people. Do you look at other ways of making money? Yes? No. Really simple. Now, you want to practice that script. It didn't flow that well for me the first time. Here's what I did, is I wrote the script down and I practiced it. And then I called my person who was doing the presentation and I invited them because I wanted to get it down because I wanted to be good when I started inviting because here's why. I needed ACN to work for me. Like I needed this to work. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. Now, 15 minutes before the presentation, send them over a reminder text. Now look, here's the night of your Zoom presentation, but think about what you did. Watch how simple this business is. Number one, you scheduled your Zoom presentation tonight. A lot of you picked Saturday. It's going to be a holiday weekend. People are looking for other ways to make money. Guys, we're in such a special time right now. I don't know if you realize this. Well, let me back up a second and say, first of all, I hope everybody's healthy and I hope everybody's safe. Guys, we're all going through life together. And here's what I know. We're going to get through that. But me doing ACN for the years I've been doing it, there's more people today that are looking for other ways to make money. They're reevaluating what they're currently doing. Heck, some of them don't have an ability to go back and do what they were doing. So they're looking for other ways to make money. They're looking for things they can do on the side. They're looking for things that they can do that's not affected by the economy. Can we agree that no matter what happens, we're going to pretty much pay our electric bill, yes or no? We agree no matter what happens, we're probably going to pay our gas bill and our cell phone bill and our internet bill and our television bill. See, we're dealing in services that everybody uses anyways. Now, the night of the meeting, professional background, have your camera on, right? Make sure you have lights on so we can see you and they can see you. Test your microphone. Make sure you know how to work your video. Pay attention to the speaker, no distractions. You know, can we agree if you're like this and text messaging or walking around, you're distracting people from the information, right? Send a text message reminder to your guest. Role of the host is to introduce the speaker, preparing you for massive success. Guys, if you get this really simple process down of scheduling a Zoom, creating a list, get good at inviting people, putting them on the script, I promise you, every one of you can go as far as you want to go with the ACN opportunity. Derek, next slide, please. Now, make sure you schedule your Zoom ASAP. Like I said, I would schedule my Zoom Saturday at the utmost latest. Some of you guys are like, I don't want to wait till Saturday. I want to do it tomorrow. Do it tomorrow. Tomorrow's a great time to schedule your Zoom, or Sunday. Why? People are looking. You're going to be blown away. Now remember, the speed of the team is determined by the leader. If you wait 5 days to schedule your Zoom, you might not have a presenter, number one, but number two is people that sign up in your business are going to do the same thing you do. Next slide, Derek. Right, next. The next one is mindsets and events. See, I had to learn what my role was here, right? I had to realize that I was a professional sorter. See, sorting is fun, but convincing is draining. See, when I got started at ACN, I was trying to convince people to come take a look at my opportunity. No, you need to come take a look. Now I'm looking for people that are looking for me. How do we sort? Do you look at other ways of making money? Yes or no? It's really simple. Be a professional, listen, sort, move on. See, and a no might not be a no forever. See, here's the reality of everybody on your list. If you look at the bottom there, it says some will, some won't. So what? Someone's waiting next. Look, this opportunity's not for everybody, and it has to be the right time. Can we agree? Patrick and I have an individual on our team. He's a regional director. His name's Tom Barr. Tom, my brother and I went to high school with. I mean, I worked at a pizza shop in the car lot with him, and Tom was one of the first people we showed ACN to. But it wasn't the right time for Tom. But he became a customer and thanked us, and time went on, you know, and life goes on. And my brother and I went regional vice president, senior vice president, and eventually it was the right time for Tom. He jumped aboard. He became a regional director. Now he's one of the top regional directors on our team. But we had to wait for the right time. See, remember, sorting is fun, but convincing is draining. Next slide, please. Now, here's what I loved about the company. The company was the same for everybody. Every job I've ever worked, every business I've ever worked for, it was the company. It wasn't equal. Meaning in the car business, I went as far as I was going to go because my name didn't match the sign. See, here's what ACN says, equal is as equal does. How many of you like that? You want to go HTL? Yeah, you can do that. You want to go senior vice president? You can do that. See, the company's the same. The marketing plan's the same. There's people on this line that are making a couple extra $100 a month in ACN. There's people on this line making a couple extra $1,000 a month in ACN. And there's people on this line getting flat out wealthy with the opportunity. But the company and the marketing plan is exactly the same. Now, the services. Can you think of something we all use together? Electricity, gas, cell phone service, internet service, television service, ID theft protection. See, these services are services that we can virtually not live without. The difference here is you. Meaning, this is like a gym membership. You're going to get out of it what you put in. If you introduce 3 people to the business, guess what? You know, you might get 1, you might get 2, or you might get none. But if you say, you know what, I'm going to keep introducing people. I'm going to let somebody else explain the opportunity. And I'm going to see how many people I get in front of this. You can go as far as you want. And people will do what you do, not what you say. Next slide. Now, there's 4 steps to success in ACN. Guys, first step. Can you open it all up? You're at the first step. You've attended, this is called a quick start training, right? Congratulations. You concluded step one. I can't talk this evening, right? Now, the second step is get CQ. What does that mean? Get those handful of customers and house a PVZ in the next 24, 48 hours, right? That's step two. Step three is attend a Friday night leadership. You got to be ETL. What does that mean? You just got to have 30 customers in your whole organization. I've watched people literally sign up, attend a training, the next day do a presentation, and have people sign up, they hit ETL in less than 48 hours. And then do the ACN virtual convention December 12th. Guys, we have a convention coming up December 12th, and it's taught by the top individuals of ACN, and it's taught by the owners of ACN. There's 4 co-founders of this company, and they will be teaching on the ACN virtual convention December 12th. So this is a do not miss. If you got your agenda out, your planner December 12th, you need to be at the ACN convention. It will put you a year ahead of everybody else. Why? Because it's getting down and spending hours together with the top people in the business. See, here's what I realized. Once I knew what they knew, once their words came out of my mouth, their income came into my checkbook. So make sure that you're registering yourself for the virtual convention. You got to do it in your back office. The person that put you on this Zoom tonight is going to help you. Guys, also, make sure that you get CQ'd, you host your PVZ. Trust me when I say it, this is one of the greatest times to build the business over the holidays because people have a more relaxed schedule. You can get them in front of this opportunity quicker. Guys, first of which, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I hope you had a phenomenal Thanksgiving. We have a lot to be grateful for. This opportunity has changed me and my brother's lives and tens of thousands of other people globally, and the same thing can happen with you. Make sure that you get yourself done. Make sure that you get yourself CQ'd. Make sure you scheduled your PVZ. I'm looking forward to seeing each and every one of you during this week. If you're an ETL, you're about to get ETL, I can't wait to see you tomorrow night on our leadership class for ETLs and above. And with that being said, that concludes tonight's training. Everybody have a phenomenal night. God bless and take care. Take care, everyone.